Of course that's a subjective statement. Depending on how good your adolescence was, you might think Spin the Bottle is the greatest game of all time. I mean, Dragon Age Origins fans are gonna tell you that's the best game of all time. Yeah, it's very subjective. I need some iron. Build that there to push the fire, sorry, not the fire, the fog back. More iron. Realizing that I could do this. Get the gold, get the gold. Final stand approaching.
Darkness approaches. Fight to the last.
45 seconds. Muck retro fans are vicious. I've had death threats given to me for saying it was subjective and not corner triggers. Touching grass is not enough for some people. Dude, yeah, they are. I mean, was it Rose MMO said that he got death threats for saying some stuff about Guild Wars 2? And overall, he liked Guild Wars 2. But, yeah, people get crazy. People get crazy. Alright, guys. It's the final countdown. Do-do-do-do. Alright, fish. Is there anything else I can do? Is there anything else I can do? Here it goes. All right. Veteran difficulty. Final fight. Final wave. 33,355 enemies remaining. Wait, what? Did you see that? The random debuff we rolled was enemies do 25% more damage to buildings. Oh, muck you. Yo, that might be a reload, chat. I saved it right like a minute ago.
Upgrade complete.
So we do have a save. That's a terrible modifier. That is an awful modifier. I'm just letting this hit what it can. Rig defenses just went off, very nice. Oh, that's a nice touch. Look at that. Look at the cell value on this tooltip. It goes down, but it's like decreasing as the building is hit. Alright, this concerns me. We do not want them to attack right there.
Are under attack.
Like, if they bust in here and go that way, that's a huge problem. Hey, rig defenses. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, it's not all of them. It's just a small chunk. All right, I think that's all right. I think that's all right. I'm worried about top, so I'm bringing up Merrick in the gang. 20,000. We've already killed 10,000 enemies.
What do you want?
Our buildings are under attack.
Top's not gonna hold. $15,000 remaining.
Onwards and downwards.
Our defenses are under attack. Unseen, unheard.
Oh man. Oh no, bottom's falling too. Crap. Dude, there's 6,000 remaining. There's 6,000 out of the original 33,000.
Our defenses are under attack.
I'm moving.
We believe in you. Oh my god. I'm glad one of us does.
Adventure awaits.
Okay, I think I think this held with just that. All right, bring this guy back to there.
Red wine, red blood.
Our buildings are under attack.
Onwards and downwards.
it. Okay. Uh... 400. All right, so bottom left is the only one that held where the defenders lived. I'm trying to pull those back to hold the main keep thing. The problem is this stack of crushers. Merrick is about to die. He is about to die.
Here we go again.
He's dead.
Our defenses are under attack.
All right, I can spin red crystals that I stockpiled earlier to immediately revive him.
I know this one. For the...
A hero has been slain.
Okay, revive him again. Wait, every time you revive him, all his abilities come off cooldown. I just used his ult twice back to back.
The keep is under attack.
Okay, I actually have hope starting now because we killed the Crusher stack. This is where like my hopefulness has begun.
Our defenses are under attack.
Oh my god, these catapults are so stupid! I need vision up here. Build a fire sconce. I can't see. The rest of the horde is still in that. Two remaining. Where are you, you punks? Did they kill the fire sconce I was building? One remaining. It's that guy. Run into the fire! Ah! Wait, what does he do? Did you guys see him? He was like... We broke Merrick. I mean, dude, he died 3 times the last 4 minutes. I'd be a broken man, too. Ah! Feels good. First time playing veteran. Dude, that was so close, too. Every single defense basically fell. Like, one held. North fell. Northeast fell. Southeast had 1 tower live and 1 catapult live, which means it won by a hair. Like, it held, like, 5 to 10,000 enemies and survived with 1 unit remaining. Like, that was, like, cutting it as close as possible. And then bottom left held. So, and then there was, like, one section that I was really nervous about because it was not supposed to get hit, and it did. Fortunately, it was a small enough blob of creatures that the two token level 1 ballista towers I had there managed to hold it. Oh my god. Dude, I almost forgot. That was with the walls taking 25%. Sorry. That was with the enemy doing 25% bonus damage to buildings. So on normal, the final wave is 25,000 enemies. And on veteran, the final wave is 33,000 enemies. I'm guessing the next difficulty is at least 40k. Units lost 913. There's no way I ever had even 100 units. I'm guessing that is including like walls and stuff. That's got to include structures. Like, because during the finale, I lost half my base. But I never had 100 units, much less 913 units. Our kingdom held, but at what cost? The northern district with ye old Denise was lost. Truly a great loss to the muckdom. Now there's just veterans. There's just nightmares that work there now. That was kind of funny, stockpiling crystals, and then at the end, just instantly reviving Merrick 3 times. I will say, I don't think his cooldown should all be reset when you immediately rehire him with crystals. That was pretty silly. Just like, ultimate, die, respawn, ultimate, die, respawn, ultimate. Like, in Warcraft 3, if you have a hero die and you use the tavern to instantly rebuy them, if their stuff was on cooldown before, it's still on cooldown after. Also, if you instantly rebuy them, they're like half health. But maybe it's just supposed to be the crystals are just that good. I don't know. Maybe they're just that good. A new difficulty has been unlocked. Oh my god, there's 2 more! As the last remaining hope, you face immediate destruction. A miracle will be needed to see another day. Complete a game on horrific difficulty to unlock Nightmare. 2 saves available. Oh, man. Score multiplier is double. Now, I don't know if you can assume that horrific is double the difficulty of veteran or not. It's funnier with the fact that his last line before he died the first time was "Here we go again." I didn't hear that. I just want to look at the screen again. All right. So we tried one with this guy, with the Volatus. The Volatus special units are the cultists, which are like a tier 1, just run around. It's a tier 1 melee unit. And the Harbingers, which are kind of like a maybe tier 2 ranged unit with a lot of health. They've got like triple the health of archers. And he was alright. Plus, his ultimate, if he kills enemies while his ultimate's active, it can spawn dark crystals. So he gets more dark crystals than any other faction. It's really weird though, because she has an ability that spins dark crystals for one of her skills. But you don't, if you're just playing her and you don't have him, you're not going to have a surplus of that. So that seems kind of odd. But she does have AoE, and also AoE. So she has 3 wave clears, which is awesome. The Rebellion, I played with her on normal. That's when I beat normal. There's also the Archer with the bad leg. So he's got some wave clear skills too. And their special units are the Rogues, which are a very fragile melee unit, but you could run around and pick things off of them, and they generate gold as they kill things. And the Hunter, which was a special type of ranged archer unit. And is like a tier 2 archer. They had normal archers, they had hunters. And then the Order had the big swordsmen, which were okay. Arbalest, I'm not sure. I think Volatus might have had Arbalest, I'm not sure. And then catapults. They're the only ones with catapults. And the catapults were really good. So, I don't know. I feel like, in terms of units, I feel like Order wins. Like, Hunters are great. Arbalests are almost as great. Harbingers are not bad. They're great in the mid game, but in the late game, their range is really too short, I feel like. And then the cultists and the thieves or rogues, whatever they were called, those tier 1 melee units, they don't matter in the late game. They're early game only. But the catapults for these guys are pretty crazy. But both your options are basically melee powerhouses. I ended up choosing Merrick because I had... Not that I really loved Merrick, but I was like, I played Edwin through almost the entire campaign. I wanted to play something that's not Edwin. But Edwin is really solid too. Crackfire is a big wave clear skill, and Flame Shield is a big wave clear skill. Although Merrick, Halberd Hurricane is a wave clear skill, but he can hold 4 charges of it. And then Crushing Weight is a wave clear. So when he's fully cooled down, he basically has 5 wave clears ready. And then Holy Protector is just like stupid defense to everybody around him, which is what I was using every time he was respawning there. But yeah, Catapult's really good. Catapult's really good. Funny enough, in the late game, like during the final wave, I wasn't even really using her because she has no wave clear.
Well, hello there. 12 months poggers.
Hey, X4, thank you, buddy. She summons basically free footmen to fight around her, and she can keep resummoning them if they die. And then she has an ability where if they die, she gains health back. So she kind of is a pseudo tank because of that. And then Queen's Rage is StarCraft Stim Pack. She lowers the health of friendly units but raises their attack speed. So in the late game, I was using that on like impalers behind the walls. And this guy would be good on the final fight because he could shoot from behind the wall. He's the only ranged hero. All of the others are melee. So they can run out and like tank for a little bit and run back in that final wave and do some wave clear. But I guess he's the only one that in the final attack would have like 100% uptime. Let's see what we got. Yeah, 34% chance for basic attack to be an AOE cone behind the point of impact. Caltrops, which do AOE if they're stepped on. Snipe, which is damage in a line, and Violent Volley, which is damage in an area. But yeah, so in terms of game balance, let's do review, chat. Let's do review. All right, so we have a tradition on the channel. Anytime we feel like we're finishing up a game, maybe I'm gonna play it more off stream, but when I finish, I feel like I'm finishing off a game for on stream. We go into review mode. So let's talk about how was this game. I first decided to try this out because of everybody saying it was like They Are Billions. I loved They Are Billions, so I decided to try it. I was not expecting it to be so similar to Warcraft 3. Now, the Warcraft 3 similarities were much more prevalent in the campaign than they were in the survival mode. In the campaign, the storytelling, the way they did the cutscenes, the conversations between the units, some of the cheesy dialogue, it felt like I was playing the Warcraft 3 campaign. And I actually replayed the Warcraft 3 campaign last year out of nostalgia, so it's pretty fresh in my head. And I think in a good way. There's a few differences. Like every unit has a few skills and an ultimate, but in Warcraft 3, you level up, you get a skill point, you could choose the order you unlock them. These guys, it's just like at level 3 you get this, at level 5 you get this, level 6 you get this, or whatever, you know? Basically, you get these at predetermined levels, and then they just get stronger with each level until level 10 you have everything. So you don't have like a run where you level Crackfire first, you don't have a run where you level Inflame first or anything like that, you just get them in a specific order. They don't have inventory, which, you know, Frozen Throne added that to Warcraft 3. You don't have that. The way that they do resources on the map is very much They Are Billions. You don't have a gold mine run out of gold. You don't chop down all the trees and, you know, clear an area. It's just you find a group of trees, you build a lumber mill next to it, and if there's 25 trees next to the mill will generate 25 lumber every tick. And that's it. And then you don't have to worry about clearing the trees and then accidentally making a new point of entry into your base or anything like that. So you know, good and bad for that. For this kind of game, that's probably a good thing. You basically don't have to. You can worry about. You don't have to worry about like running the map dry of resources. And so with that mindset, it's like anytime your money is full, spend it on something, even if it's just more ragtag wall chunks thrown haphazardly in the enemy's way. Just spend the money on something. Don't let it sit at full. And also, there's the population thing. In Warcraft 3, you might have to build more farms to be able to have more peasants or things like that, or more ziggurats to have more undead units. In this, it's you build farms to get more food, and then you use some of the food to make houses to get more population. You use the population to build more buildings that have workers inside of them, such as more farms, or like ballista towers, those have workers inside of them, or more troops. The really, really big troops might require, like, an impaler requires like 3 food and 3 pop or something like that, but a footman requires like 1 food and no pop. I guess like the pop that went into the house that he lives in covers the amount of food he needs. But the more powerful the unit, the more food or pop that it requires, or both. So what that results in is if you need more units or more defenses, you have to expand. And I don't think that's a bad system, but it very much pushes you to expand into other areas. It's like, okay, well, I need more food. I'm out of space. I need more space to make more farms. I got to push out. And so, you get to a point where you push out until you finally, it's like, okay, the last wave is in 5 minutes. I don't think I could fortify a new area in that amount of time. This is it. This is what I've got. And I think that's pretty good. It feels very, natural the way that, you push out to expand. It's another way of doing it besides just like pushing out because I need another gold mine. Which there's nothing wrong with that system. This is just another way of doing it. And again, it's the they are billions formula. And if you want added challenges, also, this is challenging. This is very challenging. I played They Are Billions on brutal difficulty because I'm a gamer, which is the top difficulty. Halfway through the campaign, I had to turn it down to the setting, whatever the setting was below brutal, because it was getting to the point where I was having to do like reload. Oh, that's another thing. In They Are Billions, it was kind of hardcore. Like if you died, you had to restart the whole map over, and some of the maps were 45 minutes long. So that was daunting. In this game, you do have saves that you can do. It's just you can't save during a death knight. So, but you can save right before it. You can save right before the death knight. However, you notice like the higher the difficulty you go, it starts limiting your saves. And if you do custom difficulty, you can, if you just want a challenge, you can turn it up even more. Like right here, no hero. This one, let's see, the debuffs you get each night are no longer removed at dawn. Buildings can no longer be repaired. You no longer get blessings. So, just there's nasty. Like right now with my current skill level, like we barely made it through veteran. Horrific, could I beat horrific? Maybe. I bet I wouldn't do it on the first try. And I might need to try it a few times to get like a map that's like really, has some really good choke points or something. On that note, I do wish the range of the ballista towers were a little bit larger, because it's like if I build some walls and I build some ballistas behind the wall, they barely reach. And then if I build another set of ballistas, they do not attack until the first few sections of wall are destroyed. And the ballista buildings are also quite fat. They are thick. So it is really difficult to make a lot of defenses that are, able to attack at the same time. Unless you're heavily using like archer towers. And I don't think there's anything you can put on an archer tower, because you put units on them, that has splash. I don't think arbalists or hunters or basic archers or harbingers from Volatus, I don't think any of them have splash. And, with 25,000 enemies coming, you need splash damage. But that's, again, we're back to impalers. Impalers are units. You can squish 9 of them into a small space if you really just cram them in there, and then just have them all like firing like crazy. Also, now that I've tried it, I kind of feel like that upgrade that gives Siege a chance to stun when attacking, I kind of feel like that's mandatory. Mandatory. Like, I can't imagine going back. I can't go back, chat. Like, once you've stunned the big boys, you can't go back. Then I'll try the flamers and the gate strat. Yeah. The problem is the flamers are pretty short. Flamers are great. However, they do AoE, just like the impalers and just like the catapults. But they're short range, and those big crushers splash. So when the crushers get close enough to the wall to hit the wall, they will splash and kill the flamers behind the wall. So I found them to require more babysitting than most of the other stuff. But it is completely possible that I wasn't quite using them as best as I could have. Mandatory, yeah. I would also love to see, because this is a fun game, chat. I enjoyed it. I would love to see them add more units. Truly, there's not that many. If you think about it, each faction, what did the Order have? It had like a tier 1 melee unit, a tier 2 melee unit, tier 1 and 2 archer, a healer, impaler, catapults, flamer. Is that it? Like 8 units. Like 8. So there's not that many units in the game. Would love to see more. So I mean, and they could just add that later on if they're willing, but they're only at version 1.0. Yes, my understanding, I just was exposed to this game for the first time recently. My understanding though is this game was in early access for a few years, and this is kind of a redemption arc. Apparently it had a very poor early access for a while. I don't know about that. But I will say right now, storytelling okay, campaign, it's a little cheesy. It's a little predictable. I found it enjoyable. The final boss was pretty stupid. It was basically big circle, move out of it, big circle, move out of it. Final boss is pretty stupid. But I found the campaign enjoyable. Cutscenes were good. The writing was fine. The units were great. I wish it was longer. The campaign was only 10 missions. I wish it was longer, but I think that goes to show that I enjoyed it. Survival feels like the intended experience. The campaign is fun. It feels like, though, survival is the way the game is meant to be played. Very enjoyable. I've done 3 survival maps so far. Normal failed, normal success, nightmare success. Trying the different factions. The factions, especially if you weren't playing with heroes, the factions aren't that different. Again, it's just each faction has 2 units, the others don't. And unless I'm miscounting, Order has 3 that the others don't because of the catapults. Each unit has a melee unit and a ranged unit. And then in the case of Order, the catapults that the others do not. Yeah. Good sound design, good video, good writing in the campaign. Or I should say, the writing was fine in the campaign. And overall had a lot of fun. And let me double check. What was the price tag of this game? I think I got it on sale. Hang on. I would say, okay, without looking, I would say if this game was high 20s to low 30s, I would say it was worth it. Let me see. $27.99, and it's currently on sale. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Based on my experience, I would say this is a fair price for what I got. And but I am ever a greedy gamer. I would love to see them add a few more things to it. Oh, something else. I have very few like negative things to say about the game. However, there's a few keyboard controls that are common in RTSs that were not in this game. For example, let's say I have a group of units selected. I got some of everything. Some archers, my hero, some footmen, some impalers. And I want to select all the impalers. I'm like, my muscle memory is telling me from other games that I can control click or shift click the impalers in the group at the bottom of the screen, and I would select all the impalers. That doesn't work in this game. So the only way to select all the impalers is to hold shift and click on everything not an impaler to deselect it. That wasn't there. So I wish that was there. Also, there was the weird thing. Oh, we didn't have it happen today, where if you tried to use a skill that was had a reticule, which for Merrick was his leaping slam, it would sometimes just go on cooldown and not fire. And that happened many times in the campaign, and many times the last time we played the survival map we're currently on. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, good game. Enjoyed it. I'll probably mess around with it more off stream. If they add any more content, I'll absolutely play it on stream. And that was our playthrough of Age of Darkness Final Stand, and I hope you guys had fun too.